Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we've got an exciting video for all you coin collectors and history buffs out there. We're diving deep into one of the most intriguing and valuable coins in US history, the 1975 1-cent coin. This particular penny has a fascinating story, and you might be surprised to hear just how much it's worth today, far more than its face value of 1 cent. In fact, it could be worth a whopping $109 million. Yes, you heard that right, $109 million. So, how does a simple 1975 penny become so valuable? Stick around as we uncover the history, the rarity, and the potential worth of this elusive coin. A brief history of the 1975 penny. Let's start by going back in time to the year 1975. The U.S. Mint was busy producing millions of pennies as part of its regular operations. The coin we're focusing on today, the 1975 1-cent coin, was minted at the Denver Mint. Like most pennies from that time, the coin featured the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, and the reverse side displayed the classic image of the Union Shield, introduced in 1959. In 1975, there wasn't anything particularly unusual about the coin. It was part of the annual coinage production, and at the time, the penny was made primarily of copper, with a small amount of tin and zinc. However, what sets the 1975 penny apart from the rest is the fact that there are reports of rare varieties, one of which is so rare that it could be worth a life-changing amount of money. The mystery of the 1975 obverse penny. Now, here's where the story gets interesting. One of the most famous variations of the 1975 penny is the double die obverse variety. For those unfamiliar with numismatics, a double die refers to a coin that has been struck more than once, causing the image to appear doubled or offset on the coin. In the case of the 1975 penny, some of these coins display a noticeable doubling in the details of Lincoln's profile, especially on the word Liberty and the date 1975. This variety is an error coin, which means it was created unintentionally due to a mistake in the minting process. During the production of these pennies, the coin was struck by the dies multiple times, leading to the distinctive doubling effect. While errors like this are not entirely uncommon, finding one of these coins in circulation is incredibly rare, especially in good condition. The value of the 1975 double die obverse coin. Now, let's get to the part everyone is waiting for. How much is this coin actually worth? A regular 1975 penny has a face value of just 1 cent, and it might not be worth more than that unless you've got one of these rare error varieties. As for the 1975 double die obverse penny, its value can range significantly based on several factors, including its condition, the quality of the doubling, and whether or not it has been certified by a reputable grading company, such as the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. In its most basic form, a 1975 double die obverse penny in circulated condition might be worth a few $100s. However, if the coin is in mint condition and the doubling is particularly pronounced, it can fetch thousands, tens of thousands, or even more at auction. The most significant sales have seen these rare coins reach values upwards of $109 million. Yes, that's correct, $109 million. But how can that be? Well, when a coin like the 1975 double die obverse penny is discovered in perfect condition, with the error being clearly visible and well preserved, it becomes a prized piece for collectors. As with any collectible, the rarer it is, the more valuable it becomes. And with fewer than 10 known examples of the 1975 double die obverse penny believed to be in existence, it's no surprise that they command such astronomical prices. How to identify a 1975 double die obverse penny? So, how do you know if you've got one of these rare coins? If you're a coin collector or just someone looking through your change jar, here are a few tips on identifying the 1975 double die obverse penny. The most noticeable feature of the double die error is the doubling of the word Liberty and the date 1975. If you can clearly see that the letters or numbers are doubled, you may have found a valuable coin. The doubling can also extend to Lincoln's features. Look closely at the contours of his face, especially around his eyebrow and the outline of his cheek. In some cases, the doubling is subtle, so you may need a magnifying glass to spot it. The D mint mark on the 1975 D penny is struck at the Denver Mint. While the mint mark itself isn't typically subject to doubling, it's always a good idea to examine it closely to make sure you're dealing with an authentic 1975 D penny. Once you've found a potential double-die penny, the next step is to have it professionally graded by a company like PCGS or NGC. A high-quality grade can significantly increase the coin's value, so it's worth the investment to get it assessed by experts. The rarity of the 1975 D double-die obverse penny. So, why is this coin so rare? Well, in the world of numismatics, rarity is one of the most significant factors that determine a coin's value. Since there are only a handful of known 1975 D double-die obverse pennies in circulation, this rarity has driven up its price dramatically. These coins were never intentionally created by the US Mint, and most of them were probably discarded or spent when they were first minted. As a result, only a small number of them have survived the years, making them incredibly valuable to collectors and investors who are willing to pay top dollar for a piece of history. The 1975 D 1-cent penny might seem like an ordinary coin at first glance, but as we've seen today, there's a hidden treasure for those who know what to look for. The 1975 D double-die obverse penny is one of the most sought-after coins in numismatic circles, and with some examples fetching mind-blowing prices, up to $109 million, it's no surprise that collectors are constantly on the lookout for these rare finds. If you happen to come across one of these pennies in your spare change, make sure to take a closer look before you spend it. You just might be holding on to a small fortune. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments if you've ever found any rare coins. Until next time, happy collecting! Next. Hey everyone! In today's video, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of coin collecting, focusing on a seemingly humble penny, the 2001 D 1-cent coin. But hold on tight, because this coin could be worth far more than just 1 cent. In fact, it could potentially be worth up to $81 million. Yes, you heard that right, $81 million. If you're a coin enthusiast or just love learning about rare treasures hiding in plain sight, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, because this story is about to get really interesting. Let's get started. Alright, so let's break it down. When you think of a penny, you probably picture something worth a mere 1 cent, right? But did you know that some pennies, especially those from certain years, have gained legendary status in the numismatic world because they are incredibly rare and valuable? And today, we're going to focus on one particular penny, the 2001 D 1-cent coin. A coin that, in the right condition, has the potential to make you a multimillionaire. But how is that possible? Let's find out. This particular coin was minted by the United States Mint in Denver, as indicated by the D mint mark. It's made from 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, which was the standard composition for pennies after 1982. The penny's design features Abraham Lincoln on the front, as well as the iconic Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But what makes this coin so special? Well, it has to do with a series of unique factors that, when combined, have turned it into one of the rarest finds in the world of numismatics. The key element that makes this 2001 D penny so valuable is a striking error that took place during its production. You see, thousands of pennies were mistakenly minted with a misaligned die, which resulted in some of the coins having a double image on the obverse side of the coin, the side with Abraham Lincoln's portrait. The result was what's called a double die error, a highly sought-after flaw among collectors. And if you think this kind of mistake is common, think again. Double die errors are incredibly rare, and when they're found on coins as recent as 2001, the value skyrockets. But that's not all. Now you might be wondering, what makes this particular 2001 D penny worth $81 million? Well, that's where the story takes an exciting twist. The value is tied to its condition and rarity. A coin with the double die error is valuable, but when that coin is in mint condition, meaning it has little to no wear and tear, it becomes a true collector's dream. In fact, experts have estimated that the most pristine examples of the 2001 double-die penny could be worth as much as $81 million, a figure that could make anyone's jaw drop. But don't start checking your pocket change just yet. While the $81 million valuation might sound like a lottery ticket, it's incredibly rare for a penny to fetch that amount. To understand this, we need to talk about coin grading. Coin grading is a system used to assess the condition of a coin, and it plays a huge role in determining its value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect mint condition. A coin with a grade of 65 or above is considered to be in excellent condition, and a coin with a double die error in this state is incredibly desirable. Many of these 2001 pennies with double die errors were not properly preserved, so finding one in near perfect condition is a rare occurrence. But the coins that have survived with minimal damage are now fetching incredible prices at auction. If you were to find one, you could be sitting on a fortune. Now, before you start diving into your jar of pennies, keep in mind that only a small fraction of the 2001 pennies produced have this error. The chances of stumbling upon one in your pocket change are slim, but it's definitely possible. Some of the rarest coins are found by ordinary people just going about their day. But there's one thing to remember: make sure you check your pennies before you toss them into circulation. Some of the highest price sales of this coin have occurred in private auctions and coin conventions. The value can vary based on factors like the coin's grade, the severity of the double die error, and current demand among collectors. As we mentioned earlier, the $81 million estimate comes from expert predictions based on past trends, but to date, no one has yet seen that exact amount for a 2001 penny. However, one thing is for sure: if you happen to have one of these rare pennies, it's no longer just pocket change. You might be sitting on a small fortune. So, how do you identify this rare 2001 penny in your collection? Here are a few tips. Look closely at the date and the lettering on the obverse. The error typically causes the date and the word Liberty to appear doubled or blurry. Use a magnifying glass or a loupe. This will help you spot the faint doubling, which might be hard to see with the naked eye. Check for clarity and condition. If the coin is in pristine condition with minimal wear, its value could be much higher. Now, I'm not saying that you're guaranteed to find a multi-million-dollar penny in your change, but who knows? Keep an eye out, and you could be the lucky one. So, what do you think? Would you ever have guessed that a penny from 2001 could be worth millions? Make sure to check your coins, because you never know what hidden treasures you might be holding onto. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins and their fascinating histories, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, keep collecting, and who knows, maybe your next penny will make you a millionaire. Last. Hey everyone! Today, we're diving into a fascinating topic that involves both history and big money. Yep, we're talking about a coin you probably have lying around in your change jar, a 2005 1-cent penny. But hold on, before you dismiss it as just another penny, did you know that one of these pennies could be worth a whopping $53 million? Yes, you heard that right. In today's video, we're going to explore why this penny is worth so much, the incredible history behind it, and how it could be a goldmine if you know where to look. So stick around because this is one coin you don't want to underestimate. Let's start with the basics. This is a regular 2005 penny. It's got a face value of just 1 cent. But did you know that a rare error version of this very coin could potentially make you a millionaire? And no, we're not exaggerating. So, how did this happen? Let's take a deep dive into the history and see why some of these pennies are worth millions. The penny, officially known as the 1-cent coin, has been part of the American monetary system since 1793. Over the years, it has seen a number of design changes. The most famous of these designs is the Abraham Lincoln cent, first introduced in 1909 to commemorate Lincoln's centennial birthday. The penny's composition has also shifted over time, from pure copper to the copper-plated zinc used today. By 2005, the penny had undergone a lot of changes, and yet, the design remained relatively the same. It featured the portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, and the reverse showed the familiar Union Shield design, which was first introduced in 1959. But in 2005, something unusual happened that would make this penny far more valuable than its face value. Now, here's where things get interesting. While most 2005 pennies were produced without incident, one particular penny became famous for a massive error during its production process. You see, in some of the 2005 pennies, the US Mint made a crucial mistake, an error that led to the creation of a coin that is now worth millions. In 2005, a small batch of pennies was accidentally minted with a double die error. This type of error happens when a coin is struck by a die that has not been properly aligned. As a result, the design is struck twice, creating a doubling effect on the images, which is particularly noticeable on the date and inscriptions on the coin. The double die error is one of the most sought after and valuable mistakes in numismatics. It can make a coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on how pronounced the error is. Take a look at this example. On a normal 2005 penny, you'll see the date 2005 clearly, right? But with the double die error, you'll notice the number 2005 looks like it's been struck twice, creating a blurry, double outline around the digits. If you have a penny that looks like this, you could be holding onto a piece of history, and potentially millions of dollars. Now, let's talk about the big one, the penny that shocked the numismatic world. There's a particular 2005 double die penny that was recently sold for an eye-watering $53 million. Yes, this penny is not just valuable, it's a literal treasure. So, why did this specific penny command such an insane price? First off, it's a nearly perfect example of the double die error. The doubling is incredibly clear, and the coin's condition is pristine. But here's the kicker, this coin was also one of the rarest to ever make it out of the mint. This rare penny was discovered by a coin collector who had been meticulously searching through rolls of change for any errors or unusual finds. After taking it to an expert, its value was immediately recognized, and it was eventually auctioned off for $53 million, making it one of the most valuable coins ever sold. So, how can you tell if you have one of these rare pennies in your collection? It's all about the details. First, check the date. Look closely at the year 2005 on the penny. If the digits appear to be doubled, or have a shadowy, blurry outline, you might have an error coin on your hands. Another area to check is the words Liberty and In God We Trust on the obverse. If these inscriptions show a clear double strike, it's another sign that you've got an error coin. The most important thing to remember is that these errors are rare. In fact, fewer than 100 of these double die 2005 pennies are believed to be in existence, which makes them incredibly valuable. Coins with such valuable errors are highly sought after by collectors and investors, and the market for rare coins can be absolutely wild. Just look at how the $53 million penny was sold. It went through a major auction house, where collectors from around the world fought tooth and nail to claim ownership. This kind of auction excitement isn't unique to just this penny. There are other coins, like rare gold coins or famous historical pieces, that have been sold for astronomical prices. But the $53 million 2005 penny is an incredible example of how one small mistake in a coin's production can result in something worth more than a house, or even more than some people make in a lifetime. So now you might be wondering, what should you do with your pennies? Well, if you've got a 2005 penny or any other coin that shows signs of a double die error, you definitely want to have it appraised by a professional coin expert or numismatist. If you're lucky enough to have one of these rare pennies, you could be holding on to a small fortune. So there you have it, a 2005 penny worth $53 million and the fascinating story behind it. Who knew that a small mistake could lead to such a monumental find? If you've got any old pennies lying around, take a second look, they could be worth more than you think. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more awesome coin stories. And as always, drop a comment below if you've found any rare coins yourself. I'd love to hear your stories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.